So it went Fisher's way. Dave Allen has joined us here in studio this lunchtime. How do you reflect on it, Dave?
Yeah, I thought it was a good fight, and after the Fraser Clark performance, I went to Saudi Arabia really just to redeem myself. I spent all my career being a decent fighter, known for being tough and, tough and strong, and the Fraser Clark fight kind of stripped that away from me. So I went to Saudi Arabia thinking, right, I'm going to redeem myself, good performance, get some respect back, self-respect really. I've been stopped a few times, been out of my depth against some very good fighters, but the Clark fight, I swallowed it, I thought, and got the Fisher fight, went over there, trained hard for the first time, put a proper camp together, and put a shift in really, yeah. I thought I boxed well, I thought it was a close fight, I thought I won.
You thought you'd won?
I thought I won maybe by a round. At the time during the fight, it's hard to tell, you're not really scoring it as you're going. It was a bit hectic, but the final bell, I thought I'd done enough.
As you heard there, mate, I thought you'd done enough as well. I mean, I know your emotions run high and whatnot, and it's the argument here is, like whether he won by a round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. There was only one winner in the fight for me.
You called it diabolical.
Absolutely. But you're caught up in the moment. I'm watching the fight. I've scored enough fights in my time to know who's won a fight and who's not won a fight, or if a fight's really, really close. That fight wasn't close to me, right? So whatever way they want to, throw that narrative out there, it was a close fight and it was a one round swing round that could have gone either way. I don't see it like that. I thought that this man to the left of me, I thought he won the fight clearly. I was just being honest, fair
enough.
And
fair
that's
enough.
what it's all about.
Psychologically, Dave, did you have a problem thereafter? Rationalising your performance against the result on the night?
Not at all, I went home, I felt like a winner actually. I spoke to my dad, and my relationship with my dad's a funny one, but I spoke to him and he was like, "You've done really well, you should be proud of yourself." The public, the public, they'll decide the winner. The judges they'll tell you the real winner, the proper winner by the rules of boxing, but the public will tell you. The public are probably the most important thing. Yeah. For me personally, as a professional boxer, it's a money game. It's about opportunity, and I knew at the final bell, whichever way the fight went, I would get more opportunities. And for me, at my stage of my career in life, I just want to be in big fights for the most amount of money possible, really. And I knew that I'd done that at the final bell. So even though I didn't get the fight, didn't win my first title, I knew I was a winner, really.
Well, we're glad you're in here today, Dave. And we did invite Johnny Fisher to be alongside you. But the Fisher family didn't fancy what Spencer and Gareth A. Davis said in the night, how they described the scene over in Saudi Arabia. This was Fisher's dad, Big John, only yesterday speaking to IFL TV.
Once you cross a certain line, there's no going back. No, don't wish anybody no harm. But that's it, done. I come from a place where you don't cross lines, there's no going back. George Groves, respected world champion, he said he had Dave by 1 point, right? Have I got the hump with him? We went and had dinner with him a week later in Dubai. So it's not about opinions, it's about the way people portray these opinions with hidden agendas. There's a lot of hidden agendas, and as soon as there's a little bump in the road, certain people put their head above the parapet, and you find out who your friends are. And I'd rather know who my enemies are through things like that, so there you go. People might say I'm a bit over the top. It's the way I live my life. Dead. Yeah, but I'd rather die than lose honour in myself. I would. Trust me. There's honour in this life. You have to live by a code. As soon as you lose that, you might as well not be living. And that's the truth. All right, when I drop down dead when I walk out here, couldn't care less. But as long as I've done everything right in my life, when I'm gone, people talk about me in the right way. That means more to me than anything.
That was Big John. Have you got an agenda?
Yeah, I don't know what he's going on about there. And it's not about Big John either. It was about young Johnny Fisher. And I did have an opinion on it. And like I said to you, maybe, the words that you use, you're caught up in that emotion. And you saw one guy that should have got the decision, not get the decision. And you just call it as it is. But, yeah, saying, about all this, people in my life and, we can't be having that. It's not about Big John. It was about little Johnny Fisher, who's a great guy. And, his dad's talking about this narrative that everybody's throwing out there. He's sort of turning it into his own agenda, isn't he?
Yeah.
And it's not about him. It's about the son and who we thought won and lost.
Dave,
they get a chance to right the wrongs.
Where do you see the level of Johnny Fisher?
About the same as myself at the moment, I guess. The first fight was close. I'm a good old pro, really. I've been at the top level and come up short, fair way short at times. Probably could have done more of my career, but I haven't. So you have to take it for what it is. I'm a good pro, around British title level. On a good day, I think I can win the British title with the right opponent. So Johnny Fisher's around there at the moment. Yeah, where he can go, I'm not so sure. Saturday will tell us a lot. Saturday will either be the beginning of him. If he wins on Saturday, he's the next world champion again, for a certain amount of time.
And you have the utmost faith in the scoring system this Saturday?
Yeah, I'm not interested in the scoring system. If I win the fight, I know I've won the fight. In Saudi Arabia, I was pretty confident I'd won the fight, and after the fight, I didn't get the result, but I was more than happy in my own mind that I'd won it. I'm not interested what three judges think of me or what anyone really thinks. I was happy with my performance. I go home really happy. So as for Johnny Fisher is a mate of mine, but with boxing, I say it how I see it. Like, he's a good fighter. We're both good fighters.
Can I ask you?
That's what we are. That's all.
Yeah.
That's Johnny Fisher may go on to be better. I am what I am. We know what I am. It's been shown and proven a million times. So I'm just happy to be here, really.
Can I ask you where you're at the moment, in your career? It's been a real roller coaster of a career for you. You've had your ups and you've had your downs, beating Lucas Brown, a former world champion, and then, losing to David Price. And I thought your career was done by then, by the way. I think you had retired for some time after that. But the way that you've bounced back now, they obviously underestimated you going into this one. Thought it was a good name to have on the CV. You delivered and put in a good performance. Where's your head at right now? Because you're quite an emotional guy, aren't you? Sometimes you're really on it, and maybe sometimes you've been known in the past not to be on it. Coming off the back of that fight, where's your head now?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. First of all, like, it's I didn't think I'd still be boxing at 33. I started boxing just to, like, I don't even know how I started, to please my dad, to not have to go to work from 16 till 67. I'm not a big fighting man, I'm just a nice, steady guy, really. I'm not a hard man at all. I just box. It's my living now. Like, there's no real hidden agenda. I want to win this title. I want to win that title. I want to make as much money as I can, have a nice life, and just disappear and go and be David somewhere. That's all it is. Like, I'm not here to make out I'm the best fighter in the world. I'm going to do this and that to Johnny Fisher. On Saturday night, I prepared really well. I've become a professional sportsman now. Years ago, I was just like turning up for the crack. Really, I was a young kid having a really good time of it. Turning up, not trained, I had a good time, and now I'm a professional sportsman. That's what I am now. Like, I'm not the best, but I am professional.
You're a bit reluctant about what you do, aren't you? I've known you a while.
Yeah.
You're a bit reluctant about doing what you do and being in the limelight, but you are, Dave.
Yeah, I'm quite introverted, really. Like, I'm quite. I can be the loudest guy in the room, but sometimes I can be quite an introvert as well. So. Yeah, I struggle sometimes. I'm either all in or not in at all.
Yeah,
but Saturday, I'm all in. Yeah, Johnny Fisher, for me, this is like, the first fight was a lodge ticket. I've got a kid who has no experience. He isn't a world beater. And they're offering me loads of money and say, if you beat me, you can get loads more money. That's a lodge ticket to me. I boxed Luis Ortiz. I boxed Dylan White, Tony Yoka, Olympic medalists. And now I'm watching Johnny Fisher, who's not bad. But if I can't give him a decent fight, what am I doing boxing? That's how I feel. Because I've been national amateur champion 14 years ago.
Or Jamie Moore, top trainer, is going to join us for the next part. But Dave, your trainer, of course, good luck on Saturday. May the best man win, and we shall speak again. Jamie Moore is going to be sitting in that seat in the next couple of minutes. Dave Allen with us live this lunchtime.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.